I'll say today turned out to be an amazing day, but I want to reenact how it began. Okay, my children got to the house and they walked in and said, "Hey guys, what's going on? How you doing?" At first, they sat out in the driveway for 5 minutes, not coming in. And I guess they were talking about what they're going to do tomorrow. When they could do that any of the other 13 days between when I see them, which is whatever, or on the way there, or on the way back, or any other time. It's just, why'd you come here and sit in the driveway for 5 minutes? They're like, I don't know. So they say, I don't know, and I'm like, okay, well, you guys hungry? No. Did you guys eat anything yet? No. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, if you guys are hungry, I got these snacks I saved for you from work. The best I could really do is get you something I thought you'd like. I saved them throughout the week, and yesterday even Xavier was like, hey, what are these? I was like, I saved these to have with Jazz and Leo on Sunday. It was like a thing I thought to be thoughtful. It's sort of a treat, but whatever, it doesn't matter. No big deal. So then I'm like, so then you guys, we can watch some movies, we can do whatever. I know you guys just got here. I don't want to bombard you with any questions, so everyone just sort of stood there. And I had just got done taking a shower, so I was waiting for Q-tips, and they were staring at me, and I was like, what's up? And they're like, nothing. I'm like, okay, well, you guys are all staring at me, so I figured, you had something to say. You were just staring at me. So I went in, and I got a Q-tip and cleaned my ears, and I come back out, and I'm like, hey, Jazzy. I'm like, how are things going? And I could just tell, like, she was just like, okay. And her, like, eyes were, like, doing this kind of thing. Like, she didn't want to talk. I'm like, you couldn't read people's vibes. I'm like, why? What's wrong? I'm like, did you not want to come in or something? And she's like, no. And like, she sort of like, I didn't want to, and I didn't want to come in. I did not want to come in. And I'm thinking like, okay. I'm like, so how was your week? Just trying to start a conversation. And she's like, eh. So I'm like, okay, Leo, how you doing? Anything? Like, anything new happened this week? I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, we get to see each other once every 2 weeks, so whatever you guys feel like doing. I don't want to pressure anybody, so I don't want you to have, I'm not going to tell you to do anything. That's exactly what I said. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. I was like, so I'm going to sit down at the table, and I'm going to have one of these little things that I got because I fasted for a few days, and I got them to have for like a snack today. So like, I'll have a couple of these things, and they were just sort of standing around, and I was like, didn't want to be silent. So I'm like, so trying to think of something to say, but nobody wants to talk about anything. This is like what I started saying. And then I'm like, there's games and stuff downstairs if you guys want to go downstairs. And like, so Leo went downstairs, and Jazzy sort of stayed up for a second, and I'm like, I just sort of want to talk to everybody and see what's going on. I'm like, and with the eyes all staring at me and everybody just being silent, and like, it felt like, they're here to visit Dad, so Dad's got to have something to do, and I have tons of things to do, but I'm not going to make them do any of them. So I'm like, I'm right here for you guys to do whatever you want to improve yourselves. Like, if you want to, you don't have to improve yourselves. If you want to play, if you want to whatever, but I'm a dad who just wants to be any part of your life. So tell me something about your week to include me. Like, what's up? Like, they're here, yes, and I love it. So I want to enjoy it. So guys, what's up? I mean, I know what have you guys been doing for the last couple weeks? So they don't have anything to say, and I'm like, okay. So when that started, and I'm like, I'm just trying my best to be part of this family. Like, this family. I noticed this in the world around me, and these kind of things creep into my head too while I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what do you guys want to do? I'm like, I guess just like hang out for now, and we'll just be quiet and whatever. And everyone just, like, the faces on everybody just seemed sort of like distraught. And I was like, is there am I doing something wrong by asking you guys what you want to do? And they're all like they all just started seeming like whatever. So I'm like, okay. So all just sort of staring at me, and it's just building up. And I'm like, I want nothing but to be part of my children's life. So this is what's going on inside me, and they're all looking at me, and I'm like, all right, well, if you guys want, you can go downstairs and do something, or, there's stuff to do up here. That's like literally what I said over and over, the same couple things. And it was just, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, you guys have nothing to say to anybody? Like, no. And I'm like, well, okay. I'm like, I just want to have the best day I can. I have a day off, and I'm going to enjoy myself. And I sat there, started eating. I was like, just started thinking, and I didn't know anybody was in the room there. I thought they were all downstairs for the best of my knowledge. And at the very, like, when I was talking in the middle of it, after I had done, okay, so I started thinking, like, I'm just trying to be the best dad I can be, and it's like nobody has anything to say to me, and I work all week, and I'm doing what I'm expected to do, and da-da-da-da, and I'm saying stuff like this, and I'm just eating my thing, and I'm like, all I want to do is be part of a family and feel like I'm involved in something, and I'm trying to, by asking the only questions I can ask that are so simple. What do you want to do? How do you feel? What's going on? What's new? Like, what's your favorite damn color? Like, no, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Blue. I guess I don't know. You know, and so I'm like, so all I did is I was talking, and I'm like, people may think that this is a bad thing to do, but other people do way worse when they're frustrated. So I'm like, it's just so frustrating. All I want to do is be part of something. Like, hey guys, I got these new movies we can watch. I got these new things you can do, and everyone's like, I'm like, so I'm like, it's like, is it too much to ask to be part of it? I'm like, this is why being Dan Alexander is like a curse now, because nobody seems to give a shit to be part of something at all. I'm like, yes, we all get together because we're here. I'm like, but nobody even seems to be here. Nobody's awake. I'm like, can I wake the world up? What can I do? What can I do to be a better person? All I'm doing is asking a damn question. All I want to do is, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something that wrong? And I like hit the table like that. And apparently Jazzy was around the corner of the door. I wasn't even talking to Jazzy. I was talking to my mom. And apparently that scared Jazzy. She went downstairs, called her mom, and after that, I'm like, you guys you don't have to come here and be here. I'm like, I just want to know that you care about me. Can you tell me you care about me? And Jazzy that's when she starts crying because she's scared. And I'm like, I'm scared of what, honey? I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm like, you have to understand that I'm your dad, and I want to be involved in your life. And when I ask you a question, you look straight in my eyes and go, like, do you like being here? Like, what is wrong? What's going on? Can you talk? You want to have a relationship? I don't get anything at all. I message you, nothing. I'm your dad. I don't know what else to say besides that, because you're not including me, and you won't answer anything that I say, and I am trying my hardest. So, like, what am I doing wrong? So then she walks out and like goes with Brittany and leaves. I'm like, what am I supposed to do at that point? Can somebody tell me? I have no clue. And then if I want to talk to Brittany, I'm like, can we as adults talk about this? Like, seriously, can we talk? And she just backs away, and she's like, and just backs away and leaves. And I'm like, I'll never get any resolve to this issue if nobody works with me. The same thing's always happened with my older children's mother, and I don't want to point any blame at anybody. Whatever happened in the past is whatever happened in the past. We've got to move past it because our kids need some parents who care, and I care. If you don't know it, now know it. I care. If you care, start showing you do and being a part of this. This applies to every parent of every child. If you care about your kids, start doing something with them. Start trying. And don't give up until they answer. Don't push them off on a psychiatrist and act like they have issues. Don't say that their other parent is crazy. Leo literally came out of nowhere and was like, Mommy told me when you talk, just let it go in one ear and out the other. And what I talk to him about is trying to be healthy, good for their body, eat good, treat people well. Like, there's nothing other than those things that I talk about. Nothing other than that. The other issues we have are our family conversations come up, and it seems like our other sides of the family don't want anything to do with us because we don't know. And when we ask what's the problem, they're like, they don't like you. Why? Because they don't like you. And there's no real reason, because we're not together. And whatever happened before happened then. And I don't know anything about them now, and I don't judge them for anything. I love any living thing for what it is. It doesn't mean that I want to be part of their individual life. But the ones that I have children with, I sort of am obliged to, I'm obligated to, and guess what? We have children together, so I love this journey, and I'm still on it. And I'm here with Brittany, I'm here with Jen, I'm here with my mom and dad, I'm here with their mom and dad, I'm here with everybody who's alive right now. There's nobody who's excluded from my whole family. And if they don't like that, that's okay with me, because it's there anyway, whether they like it or not. So I'm going to keep trying. There's nothing else to do. Otherwise, what's the point of being here? If my own family doesn't want to be part of me, what's the point of being here? Somebody tell me that. If my own family doesn't care, and I can't make them care or help them care or help them to learn to just enjoy the world, learn to be involved in something. My own Oliver doesn't do anything but play video games and hasn't answered me back for over a year, doesn't want to, doesn't care, and doesn't know why. Why not? I don't know. And that's supposed to be okay. I can't just ignore that. Brianna loves her daddy, supposedly, and I believe her, but doesn't come see me. Why? I don't know. Just 'cause. and I'm okay. I'm okay with that because I have to be. Personally, it's sort of weird. I don't understand, and I never will. But I don't know. After all the stuff that's happening with my own family and my own children and everything around me, my own job, the people that I work with and cooperate with don't really seem to give a shit about the job. They just point blame when things go wrong. When it's our bakery that doesn't send the products, it's the things don't sell and things stock up. People complained that they were running out of this, so I ordered a few things extra, and now they have way too much. And no matter how much I cut, nobody's buying it. So it's like I don't really care how much bread is in your store. Honestly, I'm trying to do my job as best I can, but honestly, I'd rather help the world be a place that cares instead of worry about slices of bread. And if that's wrong of me, then take my route away. If I'm supposed to live in a little hut, I'm okay with that. I don't need anything anymore. The world around me is a shame of people. It's a bunch of people that are shamefully worried about the items they have instead of the people that they're living in this world with. And that is a shame. It is. I love them for it because they're ignorant to the fact that they don't care about the people around them and the life that they're having right now, expressing in their body. And it's always that. The more you can keep that present in your mind and know that that's what you are, a living spirit in a body doing this stuff, all the problems just disappear. You're not going to be here one day and none, it doesn't really even matter. So be rude to people, that's you. Why would you want to be rude to anybody? Because you're being rude to yourself. You're causing your own problems. I don't want my kids to grow up that way. They need a dad like me. And here I am. Thank you. I love you. Peace.